Hello and welcome to my video lesson 4.1 on multiplying polynomials. So there are a few things that you'll have to remember from previous grade 9 math, which is combining like terms. So if you don't remember how to do that, please go take a look at my grade 9 math playlist and find the video about combining like terms. But we're going to do a little bit of that in here, but mostly our focus is on multiplying polynomials. So how do you multiply a polynomial? We're going to start off with algebra tiles, just to explain what those are, and then we're going to go into doing regular algebra. So if we're multiplying this binomial by this binomial, what's going to happen is we're going to take the one side and we're going to lay it down here, and I'm going to use positive as the open circles. I'm going to use negative as the filled in circles. And here's kind of the legend for that. So a big square is x squared. A line, like a rectangle like this, is an x. And a dot like this is just 1. And then we can also have, negative of each of these. So this is a negative 1. This is a negative x, and this would be a negative x squared. And this, if it shows up, well, it's almost certainly going to show up on the CSA, on the final exam. It would show up like this. It would show up with negatives, where basically where it shows a legend like this, so you can know what it all means. So let's take a look now. So we wrote the first part. Now we're going to write the second part. I'm going to do this part in blue here so you can see it. So there is the long one, and then we're going to just lay down 4 of the little guys here. Now the trick to multiplying polynomials when you're doing algebra tiles is you just think about this as length and width. So what we're going to do is we're going to just multiply them. So the length of the one and the width of the other together here makes an x squared, right? I'm not going to label all of them here, but you can see how that would work. And this makes a long one, here makes a long one, makes a long one, makes a long one, and then here it makes a long one, and here it makes a long one. But these are negative times a positive, which gives a negative. And then we get a whole bunch of these small little guys. And the key here is that you're wanting to, first of all, this is negative times positive, so this is all going to be negative. But the big key here is that you're going to want to keep it in a nice grid pattern. So if you look here, you can see the grid showing up. And the width of the blue ones follows down the grid all the way. And the length of the purple ones falls across the grid all the way. So if we count all of those up now, our final answer is, I'll just write it down here, x squared. And then what you're going to notice actually in yellow is that these ones cancel with these ones, with 2 of those ones. So x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay, so with algebra tiles, you can multiply, 2 binomials. Now you can do that with algebra tiles, but why don't we do it with regular algebra and use our regular algebra skills? What do we do with regular algebra? Well, there's this term FOIL. We'll say that, another teacher might say that from any other school. I've heard this all over the place. So I'm sure everybody in Alberta, basically, maybe Canada, maybe the world, I don't know how many people use this in the English-speaking countries, but we use the acronym FOIL, which stands for first, outside, inside, last. So let me show you what that means. Well, I'm going to do the first, the first time I do this, I'm going to use all different colors so you can see everything. Sorry about that. But then after a while, I'm going to switch to 2 colors, and then after a while, just 1 color. As you go through my videos, you'll notice that I do that. Whoops, I did this wrong. This one here. So this is 3x, plus 3x. Then on the bottom, we have, so this is inside. Sorry. We have negative 5x, and then we have, let's use red last. So we have negative 15. And here's where we combine like terms. So you can see the middle terms both have x to the degree of 1. And so when we combine like terms here, x squared stays the same. And then we have negative 2x minus 15 as our final answer. So you can see how using algebra instead of algebra tiles will go much faster. Yes, there's a little bit of math involved instead of drawing. So some people find this more difficult, but once you get the hang of it, this is way easier and way better. Algebra tiles, yes, you can use it, and you will have to use it, unfortunately, for the final exam. But after that, you never have to know about it again. So that's my little thing for you there. Let's take a look at this next one here. So I always recommend pausing the video, especially when I have 2 example questions in a row that are basically the same. Pause it, try it for yourself, and then press play to see if you get the same answer. Okay, what I normally do is I normally will do the top like this so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. So this is going to be 8x squared minus 14x. Okay, and for now I'm still going to use 2 colors. So now I'm going to do the second number in the binomial. So that is 12x and then negative 21. And then when I combine like terms, I get x squared minus 2x minus 21 as my final answer. All right. Here is the next one. So binomial to trinomial, it's the same idea. Okay, but now you're doing it 3 times for the first one. So that we get 6x cubed minus 4x squared plus 8x. Then we use the 1 and we go plus 3x squared. I'm going to just draw all the arrows here. Minus 2x plus 4. Then we combine like terms and we get 6x cubed negative x squared plus 6x plus 4. And that is our final answer here. Okay, I believe we have 2 more questions here. So this one is a little bit hold on, I'm gonna just make it a little bit better. There you go. Okay, so when the following expression is simplified, you get an expression in the form of ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. What is the value of a plus b plus c plus d? This is a very common way of writing a numeric response question as a teacher, because then it will force you to solve the whole thing. But, you know, it'll have only a 1 numeric response answer, which is fantastic as a teacher. The other way of doing it is to ask, so this is going to ask you, you're adding all 4 digits together. The other way to ask you to do this is to put A, B, C, and D into the numeric response boxes one at a time. So there's kind of 2 different ways of doing this. I'm just going to show the one way in this example. Okay, so the key here is if it says cubed, what it means is that we're just going to multiply it by itself 3 times. So the first one is, I'm going to do this in purple. Okay, so we're going to have 9x squared minus 6x. Sorry about that. Then we're going to have negative 6x plus 4. Okay, and this whole thing is in brackets. And then we're left with the same red part there on the end there. Okay, now I'd like to just rewrite it out but combine like terms in order to keep my numbers a little bit easier to work with. Instead of having to multiply it into more than 3 places, which would be annoying. Okay, now we're going to multiply it in 3 times. So that gives us 27x to the 3, negative 36x squared plus 12x. Okay, and then we're going to do the negative 2 in, so it's going to be negative 18x squared. Then it's going to be plus 24x and negative 8. Again, combining like terms, we get 27x cubed minus 40, 50, 4 x squared plus 36x minus 8. Okay, and then a plus b plus c plus d. We're just going to add all of those together, and I'm just going to plug them in my calculator to get the answer a little bit faster. Okay, oh, beautiful. So 27 plus 36 minus 54 minus 8 equals 1. And it gives us just the straight up number 1. So after all of that work, we get a 1. Okay, and finally, here is our last question for today. This is find a simplified expression for the area of the shaded region. And we have a blue and then a red part. And basically, we have to make them both, find both multiplications and then subtract them. So here's the first part in blue. Okay, so that is the area of the big blue rectangle, and then we subtract by the area of the red rectangle inside. So I'm just going to do this all in red here, in green, sorry, really quickly. So 15x squared plus 35x minus 12x minus 28. Okay, and then over here, this is going to go inside the bracket, so minus 2x squared minus 12x. Okay, and then we're going to put all of this stuff together. So we get 15x squared. Nope, minus 2, so it's 13x squared. I've just used these two. Now I'm going to put the x's together. So we have 24, so 6, so 11 plus 11x. Yeah, so that's this one, and this one, and then minus 28 there. So yeah, this is multiplying polynomials. I hope this video helped you better understand that, and good luck.